We'll have the views of Dave Bassett with Ian St John straight after this break.
Welcome back. Well, David, it's been a pretty even game and a very enjoyable game, I think.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been exciting, even though the wind's making it difficult. Both sides are playing a good game of football, and Grimsby started extremely well and looked like they were going to run riot, scored a goal, had 4 corners, but then Birmingham forced their way back into the game, got a good equaliser from the corner, and Cleghorn did well there, and it's been fairly even Stephen, and both sides have had a couple of opportunities to increase their goal tally.
That's right. Well, let's have a look. Started very brightly, as you say, for Grimsby. A goal in the early stages. And the man that we were talking about before the game, Mendonca, the goal scorer, it was a tasty little goal too, David, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's very good at those little goals, Clive. He's a good finisher, and I think he probably knew I was there and said, take that.
One for the old boss, right opposite us as well.
Yeah, I think I'll phone Alan Buckley up and get another 10,000.
You said something in the contract about it.
That's right, I should have done.
Yeah.
I said to Alan he'd score goals, but he knew that anyway. But delighted for him. So they had a great start, and Birmingham had to force their way back in because Grimsby were very confident in this spell. Well, and I think Trevor made the point, they lost midweek. It could have been nasty for them.
Yes, it was. But, I mean, they did force their way back into the game and against the wind, which is always difficult. But they've got a big centre-forward up there. They were playing a lot of balls in. But they scored from a set play, Nigel Cleghorn, the scorer. And it was one that, I think if you were down this end of the ground, you might have thought, you know, did that go in the net?
That's right. My first reaction was that it hadn't, but the linesman was perfectly right, and you can see it hits the angle just inside the post. And Cleghorn does very well. He comes off the back post, and he's very brave because he could have taken a kick in the head there. And obviously they'll be well pleased with that.
And that's the camera in the goal, and
yes.
New lens needed for the camera.
It's one of those. I wasn't certain if the referee knew whether it was a goal or not, but the linesman was immediately on hand and signalled a goal. Well done to him.
I remember a goal at Coventry like that, remember? A few years ago.
That's right, hit the staunchion and came out,
didn't it? Came out.
That's right, very quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah. In fact, the referee didn't give the goal.
That's right, he didn't give it. I think it was against QPR, wasn't it?
That's right. I think you're right enough. You've got the teams
there. Right, yeah. We could have done one of those yesterday.
Welcome back to St Andrews. We're waiting for the teams to re-emerge. But David, I mean, we've talked about the wind there, and John Helm mentioned it before, and it's blustery. It's that kind of day because, again, the sun has come through now, breaks through, the wind dies down, everything looks good, and then all of a sudden another gust comes in, the clouds roll over, and it's making it difficult for the players.
It does make it difficult. When the wind goes, as you say, it's ideal because the stadium's quite well enclosed, but when it comes up, it is very strong, and Birmingham are going to have that advantage in this half. And they're obviously going to use Sale in the air because obviously his height is an important factor. I mean, he's a young lad with a lot to learn, but also one's got to bear in mind that Louis Donner was very quick and strong, and if he can feed off of him, you know, he could cause problems in the Grimsby penalty area.
Well, we're saying about the wind behind them because they will have the wind. Grimsby had 1 or 2 shots, and Paul Groves in particular had a very good effort. And I think wind assisted, you know, you've got to have a pop from it around that spot, 25 yards maybe just in from that.
Oh yeah, long shots, they can swerve. If you just miss-hit them as well, they can go all over the place. And Alan likes his midfield player, one of them, to make breaks, and Sean Cunnington used to do that. And one wouldn't write off Grimsby this half because they play into their centre-forwards and they like that build-up. And against the wind sometimes, the ball doesn't run away from you.
Well, I was thinking that because I know that we were always told when I played at Liverpool as well, that playing against the wind, keep the ball on the ground. Sometimes, as you know, with the ball not running away from you, you play better against the wind.
That's right, because sometimes if you overhit the ball, it holds up, whereas with the wind, if you don't get your accuracy right or your delivery right, it can just run out for a goal kick.
Well, OK, so we're looking forward to the high balls, possibly to Sale at one end. We're looking at Grimsby playing it on the ground at the other.
That's right, I think Terry would say, don't go mad, hit too many high balls.
OK, well, let's rejoin our commentary team, Trevor Francis, but first, John Helm.
Thank you, Saint. No changes on the Birmingham side, who've come out now, but Grimsby already made that one substitution in the first half when Mark Smith had to go off with double vision, and he was replaced by Chris Hargreaves. So we're all set up for this second half. I can't see any other changes on the Grimsby side. No, there aren't. So let's just have a word with Terry Cooper, the Birmingham City manager. He's with Nick.
Terry, what are you saying there at half-time?
Well, we've given them a bit of a rollicking over the bat start, but this half there's a strong wind, and we've said anybody within 25-30 yards, if you can get some shots on target, just to put the head down and have a go. because it is a strong wind, and if they catch one right, it could go in the top corner for us.
Terry, thanks very much indeed. Let's enjoy the second half. We're underway. Here's John.
Yes, we are underway. Looking forward to these 45 minutes as well. And we can have another quick word as well with Nick. I think he's got Alan Buckley with him now, the Grimsby boss.
Hang on, not yet.
Oh, well, he will have in a moment, I understand. So there's Tommy Watson, who's obviously had a shave on this Sunday morning. McDermott playing the ball forward for Woods. Now it's he's got it back from Mendonca, and then he just touched it too far ahead of him, and it's allowed the ball to go through to goalkeeper Gosney.
Yes, interesting to hear Terry Cooper's words there, because it's exactly what Dave Bassany and St John were talking about during the interval. Any type of shots from 25-30 yards is going to cause problems. And I would think that Terry would expect his side to win the second half with the wind in their favour.
Right, we can now have that word with Grimsby's Alan Buckley.
Alan, what have you said at half-time to your players?
Well, it's important we keep our football going. We're very bright, very inventive around their penalty box. Very important we keep that going, and really the set pieces are causing us some problems. As I knew they would, the players have been warned about that, so we're disappointed to have conceded the goal the way we did. But we must just keep moving and passing the ball to each other and just keep it very tight at the back if we can.
Have you talked about the wind?
The wind's a bit difficult, but not really. We're talking about playing football and getting it on the floor if we can. So we'll have to cope with that as best we can.
Thanks very much indeed.
That's the Alan Buckley philosophy. Thanks very much for the cooperation of the two managers there. It's nice that we're able to get first-hand views. Now then, Birmingham, well, the ball's gone over the top, and it will be a goal kick. But it was interesting to hear Alan Buckley there, but you can't afford to just think about the wind. You've got to concentrate on playing your football. It is one of the factors, but you've got to stick to basics.
Yes, a little bit of psychology is what I would expect from Alan Buckley, because if you deal too much with the wind, talk too much about it, starts putting negative thoughts in the minds of players. He probably purposely didn't mention the wind at half-time.
Well, that's a good point from another manager who would know about these sort of things. So we're getting plenty of insight at the moment.
Great believer in psychology, John.
Well, I think it's an increasing factor, without question. I think that goes for all sports as well, Trevor. I mean, Nick Faldo would say that golf is very much a psychological game, and football is too. Now that Grimsby led out by Jobling. Your incident on the far side when Mendonca went down with nobody near him, but he's picked himself up again, and he'll get a free kick this time. Well, Grimsby got the early breakthrough in the first half. Can they get one in the second now? Just swirling around. Marden clearing to Beckford. Well won by Sale. He's a bit of a worker. He doesn't just stand up there using his towering height looking for the ball. He actually works back for it too. Those first two goals came in the opening 12 minutes. We've not had one since. But both Dave Bassett and Trevor Francis believe we will get more as the game goes on. Cooper has brought Frayne into the match. Allowed to run out by John McDermott. Nice little inside for Watson, who's got Mendonca outside him, but he didn't direct that one well. Again, Rogers testing the footwork of his goalkeeper Gosney. Straight up in the air from McDermott. Again, an important contribution by Sale, who got a tackle in. Plenty of vocal encouragement from the two benches we can hear. Nice little flick from Woods. And then Dobbin finds Mendonca up there. Tries to play Woods in again. Dobbin's continued. And importantly, Clarkson got across to take it away. But Grimsby sticking to their principles of playing the football. They've 3 men in the penalty area if McDermott can find a good cross. Watson's asked to do that now. Tries to get outside Frayne. He's not particularly quick, Watson, but he's looking to take his man on a second time. Oh, a nice little back heel from Mendonca. Watson complaining to referee Trussell that he was tripped on his way to trying to pick up the rebound. Oh, and he's done well here, Watson. That was a tricky piece of work from him. The ball in, sliced away by Clarkson. Nice work by Tommy Watson down the right.
Yes, he was a bit annoyed with the referee. He was complaining that he had his shirt pulled back, and if that was the case, obviously it was a penalty. I didn't see anything myself. Don't know about you, John.
No, I didn't. I heard the words from Alan Buckley down there. Well played, Tommy.
Well, as we saw there, he was clearly pulled back, but I think the initial shirt-pulling incident took place just outside the penalty box, but definitely a free kick.
Hooked on by Tate. Donowa, lovely sweeping ball from Donowa. He saw Beckford calling for it and responded to that call. Beckford's going to try his luck. What a walloping shot from Jason Beckford. And what an excellent response as well from Rhys Wilmot. That was a cracking effort.
Well, that was absolutely marvellous football. Wonderful pass from Donowa. Beckford hit a rasping 25-yard shot. It brought a fantastic save from Rhys Wilmot. That's a great save.
It really was poetry in motion all the way through, that one. And it showed that Beckford has got confidence. He's only scored 1 goal in his career here, but that was full of it. And he's going to chase back and win the ball back now. He'll want another go-on-goal after that as well. Nice little flick through. Donowa leads the chase, and it's gone all the way through to Wilmot. Louis Donowa takes up intelligent positions there. In the midweek game, he got into 3 one-on-one situations and didn't finish any of them off, but he keeps on going. Now Mendonca. He's going to have to go it alone, is he? No, Woods is here, and Neil Woods, the save made, and it will be a corner. And what an important save it was as well from Andy Gosney. Woods looked, for all the world, a likely goal scorer.
Well, that was intelligent play from Mendonca. Thought he was going to shoot himself, put Woods into a better position. An important save from Gosney.
And Neil Woods unlucky that the ball then rebounded off him for a goal kick. But, again, that will encourage Grimsby. They can find their way through. So in the space of a couple of minutes, we've had a pile driver from Beckford and a Neil Woods effort, nearly producing more goals in the game. Woods is here once more. He and Mendonca are proving quite a handful. McDermott threading it through to Mendonca's path, and Dobbin, now he can hit them, but he chooses this time to give the ball to Jobling. Dobbin again. And if the ball is lifted, and Watson, and Tommy Watson, it's off the upright, and so unlucky for Grimsby. Nice little move, the goalkeeper nowhere, Watson is down injured, and Grimsby desperately unlucky not to regain the lead. I thought that one looked destined for the Neds, and Tommy Watson has stayed down, and well, he won't be in a better mood when he gets up either, because this is how close he came to giving Grimsby the advantage once more. He'd stolen into the space, he beat Gosney with the header, and that's very unlucky for him.
Yes, he was very brave, stole in there, it's a good header.
Paul Marden has come off, he has an injury to his left ankle, and he's replaced by the tall figure of Martin Hicks, 35-year-old central defender, so it's a straight swap of one central defender for another. And Watson, happily for Grimsby, is on his feet.
As the ball struck the post, the first thing I looked for was the reaction of the Grimsby forwards. And unfortunately, you don't see it quite clearly, but Woods and Mendonca, they don't move at all, they don't react quickly enough. If they had reacted, I'm sure they could have put the rebound into the net. Just have a little look at this now. As it hits the post, look, he puts his hands up there, Woods, no reaction at all. If he had pounced onto it, he could have got the rebound.
Absolutely right. Yep, Grimsby should have been in front. Play resumes with a drop ball. And they lift another one in, and Gosney, oh, it's gone beyond him. Watson, can he do anything with this one? Well, he's living dangerously, is Andy Gosney at the moment. Mendonca, the little flick is for Woods.